Hi, welcome back to Habit Building, building great productive habits for very, very busy horse pros. That is my mission in these series of videos, and the previous videos you can find below. There are some links, and there will be some other ones because I am talking about 6 different principles in this series of research and evidence-based habit change so that you work less hours, get more done, feel more satisfied, make more money, and have more time for horses. That's really the whole idea. Okay, so hi, I'm Christiana Witt. I'm founder of Horsebiz Success, and while we teach you all the technology and all the marketing strategies on how to build a horse business, we even have a done for you all-in-one web platform for you where you can sell courses, you can automate your clinic management, and you can create websites that sell for you 24 hours a day, unless you are fully motivated and unless you can have the time to actually dive into the software, employ our marketing strategies, learn the technology of modernizing your business. None of it does any good, right? And we have a lot of clients that come to us and say, I understand everything that you tell me, but I just don't have time to implement. So this series is all about helping you see what you're already doing all day with your horses. Habit creation, also called horse training, can easily applied to changing your own habits for the better. So my goal is to leave you with 6 not strategies, 6 concepts that together make habit change much easier. So in this video, let me see, we went through behavioral, cue, routine, and reward. We talked about 3 different types of motivations, and now I'm talking to you about repetition. Now, you are a master of repetition practice with your horses, right? So what does science kind of tell us about repetition? We hear things like, reward the smallest try and then repeat often. But that also reminds us a bit of drilling. And boy, I don't want to drill my habits. And yet, research shows that repetition is essential to create new neural pathways. So let me tell you a little bit about neurology. So, without going all scientific about the dendroids and all of that, and the myelination in the brain, more we focus on something where the focus is the neurons click, right? So more often we do something, stronger is the connection. You have seen this with horses. Old habits. A horse that has learned to buck in order to get rid of pain in the rider is a very hard habit to break because it is rewarded so heavily by the actual instant relief that the horse experiences. So these neurological pathways in the myelination that occurs is thick, and thicker it is, faster it is, and more often it gets repeated, thicker yet it becomes. So you have to overcome that trampled down path in the forest and build a new one. So I'm here filming it from Germany, and we had a very, very rainy spring. Grass is this high. It is so high. If I had to build a new path, it'd be really hard work. This isn't a pre-trampled path across any pasture at this point, right? So of course there's hesitation. It takes longer. My feet get wet. I might even grab a tick on the way. It's just a pain in the butt to go across an untrampled field at this point. Versus there's like this perfectly conditioned path that I could just be taken and it'll get me there faster, except it's going in the wrong direction. So, what do we have to do to trample down this path? To get this very stubborn, incredibly rich grass to lay down and flat for me? a lot of repetition. I gotta walk it often enough. And not only that, I cannot engage in the other path. Right? And that's the trick, especially with the neurological pathways in our head, is that every time we reinforce the one that's already trampled down, we just make it stronger. And we neglect the skinny, shaky path that, like uneven, not very, build out neurological pathway that we're trying to create by trying something new. So not only do we need to repeatedly step over it, we also need to not engage in the other one. And another thing is, and what we hear this with horse training all the time, right? Keep the session short. I don't need to trample the new path, from here to the next village. I can just start with a few feet, feel really accomplished, go back, do it again, do it more often, but not as long, because it's very tiring for me to go across the new path. The old one is automatic. It burns no energy. It takes no mental RAM to do it. This one is tiring. So we have to also use self-compassion, right? We don't have to go that far. And so in one of the previous videos, I was talking about New Year's resolutions and why science actually shows us that they don't really work. It's because, not because they don't work, it's because we promise ourselves too much. And we don't give ourselves the time of these small tries. So we give up because we didn't get the big thing done. And I say this to my clients all the time. Would you take a new young jumper to a 6-foot fence? No, of course not, of course not, of course not. Well, what would you start with? Well, a pole, and then a few poles, and then a cross pole, and then a little bar, right? We are so compassionate when it comes to training our horses. But when it comes to us building a new path, which is a courageous thing to do, we're taking the old, we're leaving the old, trampled down, beautifully groomed path, and we're now going into new territory where nobody was before. And just because the grass is so high, I can totally see where that could lead. We don't have enough compassion. So I'm going to encourage you to not just repeat a lot, do very little, but have compassion with yourself that this will take a while. So again, last time I was talking about redoing your website, or you're building some automation into your business, and it's not working quite the way you thought. Well, you're learning a brand new skill. This is a new path. You don't usually think like this. You use your intuitive brain and your heart center when you work with your horses. And then we sit you in front of a computer and we say, learn this automation because it'll save you a ton of time. And then, well, I can't do that. That's because this automation thing is a whole new set of skills, a whole new set of pathways that you have not developed in your brain because you have been spending your lifetime becoming amazing horse people. So give yourself a break. Reward yourself significantly. Quit before it gets too hard, right? Just find ways to realize I am going into unknown territory. I can do this, but it'll take me time. We have this endless compassion and patience with our horses. In this video, I encourage you to have some with yourself. And sooner but later, there'll be a new track, and it'll be a new automatic track, a track that will allow you to end at the barn at the given time, to close your lessons down so you have time to do your paperwork, to put some automation in your business, to repurpose your marketing content smartly so you're all over the internet but with a lot less time. We teach you this, but it's a new pathway. Below this video are videos of the previous trainings on habit creation and productivity. Below Also, there are some links to our websites, so you can check that out, and a link specifically to our all-in-one web hub made by Horse Pros for Horse Pros that will save you a ton of time, allow you to sell online courses, build your clinic business and automate the management of it, and build a website that will attract high-end, ideal clients for you. So stay tuned for the next video where I will be talking about focus and thresholds. And you must stay tuned for this because we always talk about staying under threshold. I will actually tell you and teach you why below threshold can mean two things, and only one will lead you to success, both in horse training and in habit formation.